Sairam everyone, just to recollect what we were discussing last week. Swami has introduced us to the topic of Brahman, and Swami is talking about two adjectives of Brahman. And that was the topic of discussion. Swami has used the word Aksharam and Parama as the two adjectives, so two expressions or words which describe Brahman. That's what we were discussing. So I think there was one topic which everyone was discussing because there was a question from Sister Shivani, but I don't think she is here today. I think there were some points already raised about, so I will leave that out for now and we will continue where we left off. If Sister Shivani comes and she would like to discuss, we can continue. Saira.
Sairam. The goal of humanity is to attain that Brahman. Aksharam and Brahman signify the same goal. They indicate the Saguna, the with form, and the Nirguna, formless, aspects of the same truth. For Akshara means also a letter, the Pranava Om, which is a symbol of Brahman. That is why it is called Akshara Parabrahma Yoga, the eternal, changeless, supreme yoga. Brahman has two adjectives, Paramam and Aksharam. Akshara indicates the Pranava as well as Maya. Maya too is subsumed by Pranava. These two are attributeful, qualified, Savishesha. Brahman, however, is Nirvishesha, qualificationless, attributeless, pure in its own right. He who understands this attains me. Now for a second point, it is Brahman that dwells in everybody in the form of I. In fact, everybody hangs around this entity called I. In the body, each part and organ in the organization performs one chief task. Each sense contacts and informs about one particular set of impressions from the outer world. But though related to the senses, there is an eye shining in the body, above and behind all of them. If that relationship is broken, everything becomes inert material.
Thank you very much, Narmada. So we had read this and we discussed. I think specifically we discussed the first paragraph. I think the second paragraph, I don't know whether they were in a discussion.
Sairam,
Aunty, please go ahead.
I have a question about this. Maya too is subsumed by Pranava. In Telugu, Swami was what she says is, Aksharamani cheppabade Maya kuda Pranavaniki sreshtamaina vastuve. This was the question we wanted to discuss last time, and then we thought, how can
Maya be greater than Pranava?
But in Telugu, when you read this particular sentence, yes, it gets a different meaning. Aksharamani chappabade Maya kuda Pranavaniki sreshtamaina vastuve. That means it's not said here that it is superior. Pranava is Maya is superior to Pranava. It doesn't say that. Pranavaniki sreshtamaina vastuve. That means for Pranava or to Pranava, Maya is also
I see.
Shrestha. That's the sentence. So it doesn't fit
So,
there.
so what you're saying is for Maya, Pranava is
For
rather than whether it is Shrestha than.
no, for not for Maya, for Pranava.
Yeah,
For
for
Maya is also Shrestha Maina Vastuve. Shrestha means here significant or important, or what is it?
yeah, I mean it's Shrestha generally means that which is higher, but I will just leave it.
No. Here, what I understand from this thing is,
Yes,
see, we'll take Pranava is equivalent to Om, that is Brahman.
yes,
Okay, they're all synonyms. Pranava, Brahman, and what else we had? Aksharam, everything is synonym. And let us take Maya. Maya is also Prakriti.
yes,
Okay. Aksharamani cheppabade Maya. That means if Prakriti kuda Pranavaniki shrestame. That is Brahman. For Brahman, Maya is also here. If we take Maya as Prakriti,
yes,
Pranava as Brahman,
yes.
Brahman needs Prakriti for the creation.
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Brahman is needed for creation.
No. Prakriti is needed for Brahman.
Yes, but then you are equating Pranava to Brahman, is it?
Yeah. That's what Om. In the above paragraph, it says, Brahma Vachakamaku Omkaramu.
Yes.
Brahma Vachakamaku Omkaramu. That means Brahman and Omkaram are synonyms.
Yes.
So if we take Pranava as Brahman and Maya as Prakriti, then that sentence has got
Yes.
some, I feel
So basically, Swami has equated Akshara to Pranava and Maya.
Akshara, Pranava, and Maya.
Yes, Swami says Akshara has two other names and he calls them Pranava and Maya.
Maya. That's it.
Okay, so he has given those two as related to Akshara.
Yeah.
So Maya, and then he says Maya, Maya Pranavaniki, Maya Shrestha.
Pranavaniki, not for Pranavan, Pranavakante kadu. Pranavakante means that it means.
Yes, okay, I understand that.
Pranavaniki. For
Yes.
Pranava, it is Shreshtam. So the meaning now.
So again, the translation Maya too is subsumed by Pranava does not seem
It
okay.
does not. But I wanted.
The word Shrestha is either best or superior is general meaning in meaning. I think Kasturi, when he was translating, because he saw that Shreshtam and I didn't think he wanted to say that, so he must have used the word subsumed by Pranava.
No, it doesn't give the proper meaning, I feel.
I understand.
Yeah. So if we take Pranava as Brahman and Maya as Prakriti, so definitely Brahman needs Maya for creation.
Yes.
So that makes sense. And here Savishesha means qualified, is it?
Savishesha means that which has attributes.
Attribute. Okay.
Vishesha means, I think, Sesha, as soon as the word Sesha comes itself, it is attributeful. And I think Nirvishesha is being used as attribute. Nirguna, Saguna, Nirguna. I think that's the concept.
Saguna could have been Saguna and Nirguna, maybe.
So I think because it's Saguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. In the case of Swami says, Brahman is also Nirguna, but whereas Maya and Pranava are Saguna.
But Swami uses the word Savishesham in Telugu. So that means he has used that same Savishesham.
Earlier, the second line, he has used the word Saguna and Nirguna. Then he goes on to explain akshara and things like that.
Yeah. I hope this subsumed word
Akshara means
this set,
I think
Sai
if the Swami has to clarify, Swami will clarify it later. I hope we will move on.
if anyone has got any other meaning, yeah.
I think if no one has anything to say about I think second paragraph, we can move on.
Sorry, Uncle, can we quickly go through the Telugu for the second paragraph?
Sure.
Ah,
Auntie.
yeah. ఇక రెండవది విను.
Yes.
Listen. బ్రహ్మమే సర్వ శరీరములందు సర్వభూతములందు నేను నేను అను రూపమున నివసించుచున్నది.
So Swami is saying that in all the bodies and all the elements, Sarvabhuta means also that can also be in all beings. The Brahman remains as I, Nenu. In that form it resides.
ప్రతి శరీరము నేను అను వస్తువునే ఆశ్రయించుకొని ఉన్నది.
Every body actually it's taking refuge in the substance called I.
ప్రతి శరీరము,
every body. Yes. Actually, I think everybody is body, and everybody means I don't think it refers to anything which has a body has this. Okay.
ప్రతి శరీరము, each body depends on నేను. ఆ శరీరములందు కూడా ఒక్కొక్క అంగము ఒక్కొక్క కార్యమునకు ప్రాధాన్యత వహించి ఉండును.
So in that body, each part or organ has, I guess, it gives importance or it's significant for a particular task. Is that right, Andy?
Yeah, each limb,
okay.
Each limb has got a particular duty to perform. ప్రాధాన్యత వహించుండును, ఉపయోగపడుచుండును.
It uses its something.
That ఇంద్రియ ఒక్కొక్క ఇంద్రియము ఒక్కొక్క విషయమును గుర్తిడుచుండియు ఈ సర్వ ఇంద్రియములకు సంబంధించియు వాటన్నిటికీ అతీతమై నేను అనున్నది ప్రకాశించుచుండును.
Each sense actually contains a particular aspect of things or object. But even though all these indriyas are related to the I, it is beyond that. It's above and beyond.
Yeah, it's beyond. ఆ నేనను శక్తి ఈ సర్వాంగములలో సర్వేంద్రియములలో చేరుకున్న అవి అన్నియు జడములైపోవును.
If the I principle is not connected or related to any of these senses or organs, they all become inert material.
Yeah. Basically, Swami, what is saying, the consciousness which is present in the body is shining on all the actions done by different senses.
So everything actually is dependent on this I principle, without which nothing can function.
Yeah.
So the second to last sentence, I didn't catch the last part. So each sense contacts a particular aspect of objects?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okkoka means each.
And what was after that?
ఒక్కొక్క ఇంద్రియమును ఒక్కొక్క విషయమును గుర్తించుంటుయుదురు means they even though each of them cognizes. Yeah, I think cognizing is the word. I think gurtindu. Gurtidu chundu. Sure, auntie.
Gurtinchu chundiyu. Sorry, gurtidu.
Yeah.
Gurtidu.
Gurti chundiyu.
ఈ సర్వేంద్రియములకు సంబంధించియు వాటన్నిటికీ అతీతం. He is beyond that. That our consciousness is beyond all these senses.
నేను అనున్నది ప్రకాశించుచుంటుంది. I mean that it's
Illumining.
Yes, illuminating.
So it's so each sense contacts and cognizes a particular aspect of objects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though it is beyond all these, is that right?
Kalani,
See,
please go ahead. Please go ahead. Go ahead, Arun.
So what Swami is saying is, each sense actually is responsible for cognizing one aspect of the material world. And because even though all these indriyas are functioning like that, because of this I principle, the I principle is beyond all of them. And it's, okay, it transcends all that.
The eyes can only see, ears can only hear, nose can only smell. So each function, each sense has got a function to do. But in spite of all, for all these senses to work, consciousness is responsible.
So here when Swami is talking about nenu, he means consciousness. Is he? But not the ahamkara? So is this ahamkara?
No, it is aham.
Oh.
See, aham and ahamkara are two concepts in Vedanta. Aham is the principle I.
Okay.
But the thing is, when you identify that I with something, that becomes ahankara.
Yeah.
When you give a form to it, then it becomes ahankara. That means identification with the body or the mind is ahankara.
Okay.
So aham by itself is divine.
Yeah.
I.
Okay.
Aham is present in everywhere, everybody.
That's why the aham is called aham is Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. So actually, that is the concept which is being discussed here. It is one of the Mahavakyas in the Upanishads.
Yeah.
That aham is actually nothing.
So, Sairam, brother.
Yes.
So I like to add whatever based on your comments and everything. So Aksara is we can divide it into two, Pravana and Maya. So okay, Pravana is come under the Nikun. Maya is coming under Sakun, form and the name.
No, both of them are Saguna, brother.
No, okay, Pravana. Okay,
Pranava. Pranava.
Okay, it doesn't have form, yeah.
No, it has. See, that's why Swami is saying Maya too is subsumed by Pranava. So that's Maya and Swami said these two are attributeful.
Yeah, then
Savishesha.
Okay. Then he's talking about Maya is a form is there. So we are the five senses. When we seeing something, the object, that perceiveness is the one I. I is the one making us to understand.
Yeah.
Perceiveness. So otherwise, if the I is not there, even you cannot do nothing. It's going to be inert. So I is the one behind to the Satkun and the Maya to make it to work. Thank you.
Okay, well. Okay, if everyone is okay, maybe we will move on. I think Swami will continue to explain this further.
When the I power flows through the senses, they are able to carry on their allotted tasks. That power is Adhyatmam. Adhyatmam. It cannot be known without great effort. use the sharpest discrimination and you know it to some small extent. Brahman is the Tat entity. Adhyatmam is the Tvam entity. To make the matter clearer to you, take these two as appearance and character, form and substance. Brahman is the form. Adhyatmam is substance, said Krishna. Let us dwell on this matter a little. The Shastras describe Brahman as Sat Chit Ananda. This is the way of denoting it. In Vedantic vocabulary, it is described as Asti Bahi Priyam. Are both the same, or do they mean differently? Sat means that which persist in the past, present, and future. The same meaning is conveyed by the word Asti. Chit means that which is conscious of everything. The same meaning is conveyed by the word Bhakti. Ananda means unending source of joy. Priyam also means the same. These three are found in every human being. Why in every beast and bird?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think just one point. Swami has used the word Swarupa and Swabhava. I think those are terms which Swami had used earlier on also. But it has been translated as form and substance. I think that may be a bit challenging, but anyway, I will just leave it at that. I will just point that it's Swarupa and Swabhava. I will open it for any comments, please.
Can we also go to in Telugu?
Yes.
I think so. నేను అనే శక్తి సర్వేంద్రియములలో చేరినప్పుడే ఆయా ఇంద్రియములు వాటి వాటి పనులను చేయగలవు. Okay.
So, okay, go ahead.
Please go ahead, Arun.
Swami say.
నేను అనే శక్తి.
Yeah, the power called I is the one which makes everything function.
All the indriyas function. ఇట్టి శక్తినే అధ్యాత్మం అని అందరూ బావా.
This power is called Adhyatmam.
అది అందరికీ అంత సులభముగా తెలియనట్టిది కాదు.
It is not easy for everyone to understand.
తెలిసికొన వీలు కాదు.
It's not possible to know.
వివేక దృష్టితో విచారణ సలుపు వారులకే కొంతవరకు అర్థమగును.
People who use discrimination and inquire into it, they may be able to understand it to some extent.
విషయము తెలియను.
They know the subject.
బ్రహ్మము తత్ పదార్థమనియు అధ్యాత్మం త్వం పదార్థమనియు అనవచ్చును.
So Brahman is the Tat or that entity, and Adhyatmam is the Tvam entity, which is you.
ఇంకను సులభముగా అర్థము కావాలనన్నా ఈ రెండును స్వరూప స్వభావములుగా తలంచవలను.
So another way to understand this is, the first one is Swarupa, the second one is Swabhava.
స్వరూప స్వభావములు వేరు కాదు కదా.
Swarupa and Swabhava, aren't they different?
Are not different. కనుక బ్రహ్మస్వరూపము అధ్యాత్మ స్వభావము అని తలంచుము అన్నాడు కృష్ణుడు.
So because of that, you have to consider the Brahma Swarupam and Adhyatma Swabhavam is Adhyatma Swabhavam.
They are same.
They are the same.
Tat and Tvam. By the word Tat, it means Brahman.
Yeah.
Tvam means the Pratyagatma, which is inside all of us.
The creation, or the Jivatma.
Adhyatma. Adhyatma is, it's called Adhyatman.
I think when I think Auntie used Veru Kadu Kada means is I think
Ille. Where they are
Brahma
not.
means to make the matter clear to these two as appearance and character, form and substance. Brahma means the form.
They are not different. Is it?
They are not
Different.
separate. Is that Veru, or it's different?
It's different is better. They are not different.
Yeah.
Substance, why did he give a substance? Form and substance.
I don't know why that.
Form is appearance and character.
See, so Swami has, in the past itself, Swami has discussed Swarupa and Swabhava. Swarupa, he says, is that, I don't know, I was trying to...
Original form of...
yes, the real form of
Brahman.
I think we had discussed, I think Kalyani would remember.
Yeah, I think we had said that the Swarupa is the Para Prakriti and
exactly.
Swabhava is Apara.
Apara Prakriti, exactly.
Correct. If we know the meaning, then I think it's fine.
Yeah, because Para Prakriti means that which is beyond.
Beyond.
And I think the reason we discuss how can we call Rupa, Swarupa can be Para, we discussed. That means that the real form means it does not have form. It's Nirakara, unmanifest status. That is the real Swarupa. Swabhava is Apara Prakriti, Swami says, which is basically all this creation and everything is Swabhava. And I think Swami is talking the same thing here. But once you say form, it can be a bit confusing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would say. Swabhava is the nature, characteristics, or something like that. The real characteristics. So that's again the Brahman Maya, Purusha Prakriti concept again is coming into. One is a reflection, one is the
original source.
I think that kind of a meaning.
The Atman which is present in the manifested world is Pratyagatman. Pratyagatman they call it, no?
Okay. What is seen? The Atman which is, visible in the created world. Pratyak. Adhyat.
Oh, the sentence where Swami is saying it is not easy for anyone to understand. Is he talking about it? It's not easy to understand the Adhyatman?
Even Adhyatmam, yes. Even Adhyatmam, Swami says it is not visible because the reality is the Adhyatmam is also beyond mind and senses. Okay. And so it cannot be understood or even comprehended, which is what Swami is saying. It is beyond the comprehension of anyone. But through inquiry and discrimination, we can have some understanding of that. Because the reality is the faculties which we are using to study are incapable of comprehending that thing which is beyond their domain. I think that's what... Swami, the translation says use the sharpest discrimination.
So, Sairam, brother. So, Adhyatyam, can we tell us example like when we eat the food, so many pranas helping to digest and pass the energy to all the cell, different body parts.
Yeah.
That kind of energy we can say as Adhyatmam.
What is it?
Subtler than that also, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, subtler than that.
Okay.
Even that energy which is helping us to digest or circulate or whatever function is taking place in our body is all, they are called different pranas. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. But these are all enlivened by only by that our consciousness.
Thank you.
So Swami saying it's not easy to know, but then with Viveka and Vicharana, you can know it to some extent. And then the last part, he's saying you can know it. Is it right? Vishayamu teliyunu?
Vishayamu teliyunu. Vishayamu teliyunu, yeah. Kontavaraku arthamagunu, Vishayamu teliyunu. At least only to a little
To
extent.
some, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I understand it to little extent and know to some little extent. You know,
oh,
that's that. Yeah.
Not too much. Not everything. Only a little.
If,
Yeah, in the second paragraph, it is very clear. Asti Bhati Priyam is equivalent to Sat Chit Ananda.
Ananda.
So one question I have, I think when I think of like para prakriti, I think of like the unmanifest Brahman, and apara prakriti as like the prakriti that we can see, the world that we interact with. But the way that Swami is describing Adhyatman here, it's almost as it's the I principle that flows through the senses, and that power is Adhyatman. So it's not really the manifest world, is it?
No, correct.
See, the thing is, everything
good.
is a reflection. Creation itself is Swabhava. So the Adhyatmam is actually something which gets reflected. And if you go back to Sandhyanivani, Swami says there's something called Chidabhasa. Through that process, the Jivatma comes. So that means it's only Abha, Chidabhasa. That means it's only a reflection of the Brahman in nature. So to that extent, it is also part of the creation. I think the question is very Jada or with Chaitanya. I think that's where the question comes.
Actually, here Adhyatma means only what Swami here is trying to tell us. You are that Brahman. The Atman which is present in you is same as that Supreme Brahman. So that Tvam and Tat and Tvam, you are same. Here, Tvam means that Adhyatman.
I think Kalyani's question is, I think, Kalyani, if you understood right, you're asking if the Jivatma is being referred to, not necessarily the creation. I think that's the way. Okay. Yeah. But the reality is, even in anything in this world, even as Jada, what we consider Jada, there is the Chaitanya in that also.
Yeah.
Okay. There is that Adhyatmam in that also. You take something which looks like a stone. We think there's nothing. It is just inert. No, there is an inert aspect, but there is Adhyatmam within that also. Because of that only, the stone retains that shape also. Even if you take atomic molecules, there is some energy which holds it all together. And that holding it together is dependent on the Adhyatmam which is present in that also. So that's why even in divinity is present, even in the inert objects, even for them to exist, Adhyatmam is needed. But it may not, that sentience, you may not see the Chaitanya coming through that object. Whereas in our body, this Chaitanya is coming through a little more. So that is why even in terms of progress of everything is created, you start out as a stone. People, you become a rock, sand, all that also people are born. That kind of thinking is there. That means that is the everything is creation has that Chaitanyam or that Adhyatmam present. It is just that the human beings, it gets manifested and it's visible, to a great extent. In the animal forms also, it may be present, but it is visible to some extent. But they also have that Adhyatma. So that I think that's the way I would say. That's why Swabhava creates the entire creation. In that creation, the Chaitanya is present.
The Jada doesn't have the equipment to express its divinity. They don't have the proper equipment to express the divinity which is present in them. But whereas animals, to a little extent, plants, and to a large extent, human beings, we all have the sense of expression, so we can express our divinity. That is the difference between Jada and.
So is there like a third thing then, as that is the Jada itself, that the Adhyatman is expressing itself through?
The Jada is actually Maya.
As in it's non-existent? Or
see, the thing is, even scientifically, the physicists say that if you look at any object which seems very, sturdy and it's all packed, they say if you take each atom, 90% or more of it is actually space. There's no matter. But the thing is, it looks like something solid for us. So actually, if you look at the mass in this universe, it's almost negligible. To that extent, it doesn't even exist. Now, scientists even have come to the expression whether there is energy or whether there's only matter. To that extent, they have gone. So that means that is Maya. In the sense, it doesn't exist. It is not the way we think it is, but it seems to be real. That's so. If you go to that extent, everything is Brahman. They will say everything is energy at the subtlest level. That is that Swabhava of the Brahman. That's the way I understand. So that's why Jada itself can become Maya. Is the way I understand Kalyani.
so when you say Jada, it's Maya, it is Maya Apara Prakriti, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maya is Apara Prakriti. Because if we go back, even the Para Prakriti is also, if you see, there is Prakriti, you see.
Right. Yeah.
Even the concept of Brahman itself is the manifest world. Okay.
Unless it is Nirguna Brahman.
Yes.
Everything, Paraprakriti or Aparaprakriti, all of them have this Prakriti as present in it.
Yes.
So it's almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncle, is it then like, because I always thought that, okay, like there's Jada and then there's like the Chaitanya that flows through, and that Chaitanya is like the Swarupa, the Jada is like the Swabhava. But it seems like it's more like a spectrum, or it's like not.
It's a spectrum. It's a spectrum.
Okay.
The thing is, for a jnani who is seeing everything as Brahman, the Jada does not exist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Absolutely doesn't exist. He sees the book as divine. He sees Brahman there also. So they only see the Brahman.
Okay.
That's what jnani does.
Okay.
So for him, everything's imbued with so much divinity. Okay. So that's why I said Jada is Maya, and that's because when our mind is Jada, inert, the brain is inert, that will only see inert things in this world.
Matter. We all have matter.
The gray matter in our head will see only matter elsewhere. Okay. So that is, it's all a matter of perception. Ultimately, I think it's all perception.
Okay.
I know, everything blurs, into.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but thank you. That has clarified my understanding.
Okay.
So I think Sat, Asti Bhati Priyam. I think
Yeah.
Auntie has already said Asti is same as Sat. Bhati is Chit, and Priyam is Ananda.
Ananda.
There are two ways the same concepts are explained.
Actually, asti is existence. Exact meaning will be asti means existence.
Existence. Sat.
Bhati means which shines. That's the consciousness. And Priyam. Priyam.
See, in this I was listening to this talk by someone. He says all of us know I exist. I. So that is Sat. We all know, even if it's dark and there's no light also, we don't have any confusion about our existence. Okay,
Yeah.
even if eyes are not there also, we know we exist. Even if the limbs are not there also, we know that we exist. Okay, so the thing is, that is that state of Sat. Then Bhati is Chit, awareness, to be able to be conscious of things. So we can look around and know the world exists, or we have that knowledge. So that is the Chit aspect. But the aspect of Anandam doesn't last, it just comes and goes.
Yes.
Most of the time we are missing that Anandam, and we are always looking for it. So in the human beings, Sat and Chit are reasonably there. Even the Chit, you can say, oh, it's a bit imbued with Maya. Because of that, the Anandam is not easily achievable. So all sadhana is actually to somehow get that, obtain that Anandam. So that is the whole purpose of sadhana. So, something. And the Asti, yes, brother.
Go ahead. So that Swami trying to explain what is here is even though we are Maya, even my body is Maya, within the Maya, that I principle is there. That's what the Sat Chit Anand. So yeah, thank you, brother.
Yes. The body is Maya, brother, because the way we look at our body. I think, our perception of, I think, the body exists, but the way we understand our body is not realizing that it is imbued with divinity is the Maya. I think that's the way I understand. And Krishna is trying to explain that to Arjuna, and Swami is trying to do the same thing to us. Because that sense of I also, because we identify with the body, we think we are going to die. We will not, what will happen to us afterwards? All those questions come up. Because there also Maya comes into being to some extent.
I don't think we did the last part in Telugu.
We didn't. I thought. Oh, maybe not. Okay.
No. Let us dwell on this matter a little.
Yeah.
Ichchata manamu. I think, Auntie, that I don't think we read.
Ichchata manamu konta vicharintumu.
Let's inquire little further.
శాస్త్రములందు సచ్చిదానంద స్వరూపుడు బ్రహ్మ అని ఉన్నది కదా.
In the Shastras, the scriptures, the Satchit Ananda Swarupa is form is the Brahma, isn't there?
ఇది కేవలము వేదాంత పరిభాష యొక్క అర్థము.
This is the vocabulary used. I think Paribhasha vocabulary is used in the Vedanta.
ఇక సంస్కృత భాషలోని అర్థము అస్థి భాతి ప్రియం అని అందురు.
So in the language of Samskrita, they are called Asti, Bhati, and Priya.
ఈ రెండు ఒకటియేనా అని విచారించిన రెండు ఒకే పదార్థం, ఒక పదార్థమే.
If you inquire if both these are the same, yes, they are the same.
ఒక స్థితి యొక్క నామములే స్వభావము కాని పదార్థము కాని వేరు కాదు. ఒక స్థితి యొక్క నామములే.
It is it's a name given or the terminology used for one state.
యా స్వభావము కానీ పదార్థము కానీ వేరు కాదు. దే ఆర్ నాట్ డిఫరెంట్.
The swabhava or the padartha, the substance are not different.
సత్ అనగా ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఉండునది.
Sat means that exists always.
దానినే సంస్కృతమున అస్థి అనుందురు.
That is called asti in Samskrita language.
చిత్ అనగా అన్నింటినీ తెలుసుకొను శక్తి.
Chit means that which can understand or know everything, the power which can know everything.
టు నో. దీనిని సంస్కృతమున భాతి అనుందురు.
This is called bhati in Samskrita.
ఇక ఆనందమనగా నిరంతర స్వాపేక్ష.
Here ananda means the bliss, continuous bliss, without always. Yes.
దీనిని సంస్కృతమున ప్రియం అని అందురు.
This is called priyam in Samskrita.
ఈ మూడును ప్రతి మానవుని యందు ఉండును, పశుపక్షులందు సహితము గోచరమగుచున్నది.
These are present in every man or woman, human being, and in the animals and birds too.
Also, yeah. There it's, but
they also are existing with this only. Gocharam means it is. Yeah, it can be found in animals and birds.
Isn't Vedantic vocabulary also Samskrita?
it's all Sanskrit. Here, Vedanta means Upanishads, all those Vedas are all Vedas.
So I think Kalyani Swami is differentiating. Vedanta means the Upanishads, the words Asti, Bhati, Priya are not used. In the Upanishads, what you find is Satchidananda.
Yeah.
Okay, Satchitananda. Whereas people who have commented on this, commentaries and other texts which have ancillary texts which have come up to explain these concepts, have used the word Asti, Bhati, Priya.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think classical Sanskrit uses this, whereas Vedic Sanskrit. So there is a slight distinction between Vedic Samskrita and Vedic Samskritas are called Arsha Prayoga, means what the rishis have used in explaining, and that's what was revealed to them. But then for the common man to understand, there were texts written by scholars and and they contain they use the terminology Asti, Bhati, Priya.
Okay.
But I don't think none of in the translation it has not been mentioned at all. And the word Samskrita is not even mentioned. But Swami has used it there. I think the translator would have wondered and not ignored it, but that's what Swami has said.
Now here Swami uses ika Samskrita bhashaloni arthamu Asti Bhati Priyamani anduru.
In Telugu, in the translation, they have not mentioned it, Auntie. So that's what I wanted to say. I think Kalyani, they must have thought the same thing which you said.
So, brother, both are then Sanskrit, right? Am I right?
Sister,
Anand and Asti Bhati Priyam.
See, the Vedic Sanskrit, sorts of Vedic Sanskrit has this, it's like, you know, for example, if you're studying medicine or chemistry, there may be terminology which are specific to a particular subject. But if you want to explain it to a common person, layman, you use what is called commonly used vocabulary. So the Sat, Chit, Ananda are basically the terminology used in the Vedic texts. So that is spiritual, technical jargon, if you want to put it that way. Asti Bhati Priyam is layman's language.
Oh,
Or
okay.
both seem to be English. Both are written in English.
Okay, great. Thanks.
For example, if you give, if you go to a doctor and they give you some big terminology which you don't understand, you'll ask, what is this? Then they will have to explain to you in common lay language, but it may mean the same thing. Something like that.
Even these words are also Sanskrit. Asti, Bhati, Priyam also Sanskrit. But for the common man, it is easier to understand.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, if everyone is okay, maybe we can move
Move on.
Unless.
Okay.
Take the first of these, Sat, and this will become clearer. The body is subject to destruction sooner or later. Everyone is aware of this. No one is ignorant of this elementary fact. Nevertheless, everyone is apprehensive of death. No one welcomes death or is eager to meet it. Death is inevitable. You have to meet with it, even though you do not welcome it or try to avoid it. All that is born has to die someday. Still, no one likes to die. What is the key to this paradox? Note this. What is it that does not welcome death? What is it that meets with death? And what is it leaves, and what is it that remains? The answer is, it is the body that dies, it is the body that falls. What does not die is the Atma. Only you delude yourselves into thinking that is the Atma or you that dies. The Atma has nothing to do with death or birth. The body experiences death. The Atma, which is Nitya, Satya, and Nirmala, is eternal. True and pure does not die. You are the Atma that does not like to die. That is to say, you are Sat. Your nature is Sat. The Atma is the child of immortality, not the Deha or the body. The Atma is the Sat, not the body. You are the Sat, the Atma, the entity that has no death. It is this Atma that is in every casement, and so every being feels the force of that Sat in the form of eternal, unchanging existence. This is clear and unmistakable.
Thank you, Narmada.
Yeah.
The Swami is nicely explaining, what is Sat and what that we are Sat, but we don't realize that we are Sat because we think we are the body, and then we get worried. So I will stop here. Anyone would like to share any thought, please do so.
Sorry, just have one of the Telugu words previously in the last paragraph. What does gochara again mean?
Comprehending,
Okay.
Yes.
And can you-
Gochara is visible also, visible to
Visible, okay.
Agocharam, Gocharam.
Like
can we-
Brahman is called Avang
Avang Manas
Gochara. So
Avang Manas Gochara.
that means not perceivable by either speech or mind,
Mind.
Wow.
something like that. So that kind of meaning.
Perceivable.
God is only Gochara through Bhava. So it's
Mm.
called Bhava Gochara. That means you can only experience the Lord through feelings.
Okay, go through the Telugu for this as well.
Yeah. దేహము ఏనాటికైనను పోనదే నశించునదే.
I think you can start with okay. Etlana Sattanu.
ఎటులన సత్తను మొదటి దానిని విచారించిన తెలియను. ఫస్ట్
how means if we inquire into the first Sat.
ఎటులన అంటే వై
ఎప్పుడైనా
ఎటులన ఎప్పుడైనా.
Swami is basically saying just to how to know this means how to know this means the first topic principle of Sat. If we inquire it, we will understand.
దేహము ఏనాటికైనను పోనదే. The body is subject to death. నశించునదే.
It will get destroyed.
ఇది ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి తెలిసినదే.
This everyone knows.
ఇది తెలియని మనుజుడంటూ లోకమున లేదు.
There's no human being who does not know this in this world.
అయినప్పటికీ చావు అన్న భయం.
Even then, if there's death, there's fear of death.
ఎవరికి ఇష్టం ఉండదు.
No one likes it.
ఇష్టము లేనంత మాత్రమున ఉండగలదా?
Just because we don't like it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
అది వీలు కాదు.
That's not possible.
ఇష్టమున్నను లేకున్నను చావు మాత్రము తప్పదు.
Whether you like it or you don't, death is unavoidable.
పుట్టిన ప్రతి వస్తువుకు అంత్యము కలదు.
Everything which is born has to die.
క్షీణించుట మానదు.
It will not I don't know, deterioration cannot be unavoidable. I think it will not.
అయినను చావుకు ఎవరు ఇష్టపడరు.
Even then, no one likes to die.
కారణమేమి?
Why?
ఇచ్చటనే మనము జాగ్రత్తగా యోచించవలెను.
Here we have to think or contemplate very carefully.
ఇష్టపడనిది నిరంతరము ఉండవలెనది ఏది?
What does not want to die, or what does not like to die, but
మరణము దేనికి?
what dies?
వీడునది దేనిని?
What remains?
అనున్నది యోచించినా,
if you understand, if you think about it,
వీడునది దేహమునే.
వీడునది means what is given up is the body.
దేహమునకే చావు.
The body alone dies.
ఆత్మకు చావు లేదు.
Atma does not have death.
అది తెలుసుకొనక మానవులు అమర ధర్మాన్ని దేహముపై ఆరోపించున్నారు.
Without knowing this, human beings who are deathless, amar dharmani dehamupai, they attribute that to the body. They attribute deathlessness to the body.
I think that's all. ఆత్మకు చావుకు ఎట్టి సంబంధము లేదు.
They have not read that until okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it has been read. Yes.
Yeah, it is read.
Atma, for Atma and death, there's no relationship. There's no connection.
మరణము యొక్క అనుభవము దేహమునికే కాని నిత్య సత్య నిర్మలమైన ఆత్మకు అంటదు.
The death is an experience only for the body, and it does nothing to do with Atma, which is permanent truth and blemishless.
అందువలనే మరణమున్న ఇష్టపడదు.
That is why it does not like to die.
ఇష్టపడనిది ఆత్మ కాని దేహము కాదు.
The one which does not like to die is Atma and not the body.
మరణమన్న ఏది ఇష్టపడకుండా ఉండదో ఆ ఆత్మే నీవు.
You are that principle, or that being which does not like to die, and that Atma is you.
నీవు సత్య స్వరూపుడు.
You are the form of Satya. Your real form is Satya.
దేహముపై ఆరోపించే అమర ధర్మం అవివేకము. You are seeing immortality.
It's your indiscrimination which is the reason for you to attribute that to the body.
దేహము సత్ కానే కాదు.
Body is not Sat at all.
ఆ సత్ పేరున ఉన్న నీవే ఆత్మ కాన ఆత్మకు మరణము రాదు.
That you who has that name Sat, Nivi Atma Kana, because of that, for you there's no death which comes, so you don't have death.
అట్టి మరణము లేని ఆత్మ సర్వ ఉపాధులందు ఉండును కనుక ప్రతి దేహము లోను సత్పదార్థ శక్తి సార్థకమై ఉన్నదని తేట తెల్ల మగుచున్నది. This is clear.
It's that deathless Atma is present in every upadala, means every, what do you call it, upadala, in every body, every casement. That's what they have used the word instrument. Every body, prati dehamo lonu sat padartha shakti, means in every this sat principle, or this power of Sat is present in everything. Auntie, you Sardakama Yunna means what, Auntie? It's present, is it, Auntie?
Sat padartha shakti sartakam.
So that is present within, is it? Sartaka
Shakti, that Sat is Sartakamai innadani.
It is present within everything, no?
Within everybody.
Yeah.
Tetadella maguchunnadi.
It's very clear. This can be seen clearly.
Prati dehamulonu, in every body, in each body, that Sat Padartha Shakti, that Sat is present. That existence is present.
Auntie, Upadulandu means Upadulu, is it?
Yeah. Sarva Upadu.
What's the translation? I'm talking about English translation for others. They've used the word casement, I think, translation.
Casement illa, where there is
I know, that's instrument.
Instrument solla mudiyadu. No, there is a particular word for Upadi.
I will just take Upadi.
Upadi, just please check it.
The Atma is pervade.
Atma pervades
everything.
Everywhere.
Everything. The word Upati, it's very, sometimes some of these.
No, there's Vedanta Paribhasha. Vedanta Paribhasha. Conditioned.
Condition, okay.
Yeah, That's what we are conditioned by. It's called upadhi.
Ideally, it's yeah, I think.
But what I have come across is conditioned.
Yeah, I understand. There's no upadhi means circumstance or something of that sort. It is not even that.
Somebody is saying,
Anything which is dependent on something is upadhi. Okay.
yeah,
So in this world, everything is. So the thing is, everything in this world is dependent on the Atman. All that is dependent has that within it. Because
condition.
of that, we should know that the Atman is present in everything.
Condition, limitless.
There's no.
Mm.
I think everyone has to know it as upadhi.
Yeah, this body is limited, that limited by,
So,
Atma is limited to the body rather. That is,
yes.
Atma is limited to this body. It thinks, but it pervades the whole thing. But the Atma which is inside the body is limited there.
Yeah.
Sai Ram, brother, I don't know. I read maybe it's a necessity, like in Hindi.
Upadhi.
Necessity. Does it make sense? No.
No.
Okay.
Necessity, please. उसको हिंदी वर्ड क्या होता है उपाधि में?
Necessity, I think.
नहीं, मतलब हिंदी में बोल दीजिए.
They say आपको जिंदगी की सारी उपाधियां प्रस्तुत हैं. All the necessities of life are available to you.
Yeah. So
I'm busy right now. Okay, bye now. I'm busy.
So I'm just guessing if it is a necessity or, I don't know.
You cannot take it that way. It is conditioned, the best word.
Okay.
Sorry. I just
No. I was just thinking myself too. Upadhiya means the facilities of life. Not the necessity, facilities, most probably.
It does.
Yeah.
Connote here. Connotation is different.
Okay. Thank you, Mani Aunty. Sai Ram.
Yeah, it is. This is no real good. See, everything that which depends on Brahman in this world has Brahman there within that.
It depends.
Because it's upa means that which that which is near, which is connected to that. That kind of meaning. If you have something connected to something else, that's called upadhi. So I think that's the way to see here. Basically, Swami says in this world, everything has the Brahman pervaded, the Sat is pervading everything. And that's it.
So, Uncle, the last sentence means that so this Atman that does not have death, everything is dependent on that Atman. And then what's the rest of that translation?
See, Swami says, Prati dohamu lonu satpadartha shakti sarthakama yunnadani tetta tellamugu chunnadi. Means in Tamil as well, tetta teliva irukkum. Means you will know without any doubt. It will be unmistakable clearly.
The previous sentence says, Atti maranamu leni atma sarva upadulandu undunu. It exists in every body.
So the Atma, which is deathless, is present within everything in this world. In every upadhi, it's present.
Does it mean container?
I think that's the way they have translated it here. That's why they have used the word casement. There is no good English word. So I think container, casement, it's all possible. Means if something is within it, then it has to be something which is covering it, you know, that kind of a, I think that's why casement has been used, which is,
Brother, in that case, Atma, you feel like in a casement, so divinity and Atma is not the same.
Mm.
why sister?
Divinity pervade is not in a way, we don't see as in a casement, right?
Why?
Right. There's
Ma,
no,
divinity
there's
also.
no form, you know. Then if we put it on a casement, the Atma is one like that. I don't know. I'm thinking after this casement, the talk and things, one is a divinity pervade everywhere is something different from Atma then.
Don't go into the casement, ma.
See, casement means you are giving it some, the problem with casement or container means, that means the contained is dependent on the case. In this case, it is not. The upadhi is dependent on the what is within. That's why, you know, there's no good. See, upa adi means, adi means origin, you know, it starts from that, you know, it, etc. Upa means something
Near.
which is near. Okay. So the Brahman is there, anything which is attached or it's touching that or close to that is dependent on that, you know. So at all upadhi is something which is connected. Okay, like upakaranam means, you know, it's an instrument. You know, you use an instrument to do something means it is actually dependent on you use it as an implement.
Tool.
So upadhi is something which is connected to that, connected to you, you know, connect or limb or part. So I think the way it is described is when the Brahman is everything in this world, everything is an upadhi in this creation. The entire creation is an upadhi. Everything in this creation is an upadhi. So how do we understand? You know, there's no. Do you call everything or there's no good word in English? Okay.
Okay,
So
good.
that's the problem. Okay.
So it's like everything in creation, the swabhava is everything is an upadhi.
Exactly. Exactly. All that constitutes swabhava is all upadhi. The multiplicity in this world.
This body becomes a upadhi for the Atma. Yeah.
Sorry, can you just translate that last part of that sentence? Pratideham.
Pratidehamulonu sat padartha shakti. That is sat. What is it? Sat padartha shakti. Sarthakamai unnadi.
See, upadhi also can be an object. I don't know whether that's a good translation.
No.
So, every object. See, I'm looking at the English Sanskrit dictionary. It says virtuous reflection, property, distinguishing property, an attribute, deception, disguise. In Vedanta, this specially applied to natural forms of properties considered as disguise of the spirit. So they are calling it deception, disguise, an appellation, you know, something.
It's a better.
What about it's a carrier? Upadhi is a carrier of soul.
Career.
You're all philosophically thinking. Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's, you know, that's the way it has been translated.
Career.
Sorry.
It's right.
I like the carryover because it carries. Oh, yes.
I think, you know, as long as we understand, I think that's all matters.
Yeah.
I think we'll, because if you look, I don't think there's no good word to translate the word upadhi.
Yeah.
So everything in this creation has, I think, let's take it. Everything in this creation has the Brahman pervading it. Okay, that's Sat Padartham. You know, that real substance is in everything in this universe. I think that's good enough for our purposes.
Understand.
Otherwise, we'll spend a lot of time looking for the word. I think they should translate it as Upadhi. Understood. Shall we move on?
What is Sarthakamayan?
Actually, Sarthakamaina, it's in Telugu, tha and dha are used, I think, interchangeably. That means Sarthaka means the real essence or something like that. Auntie Sariya, Sarthakam.
Sarthakam. Fulfillment.
So, yeah.
Its purpose is Satpadartha Shakti Sarthakamaina. Sarthakam.
So, Sarthaka, look at the meaning. Having meaning, that's the meaning.
Yeah.
Having
meaningful. Meaningful.
Yeah.
Meaningful and Sullama Sarthakam.
Yeah, meaningful.
So that sentence from Pratidehamu, what does that mean?
Everybody, Deham.
Sorry, the whole sentence, if you put it, the whole sentence.
Pratidehamulonu.
In every body,
Satpadartha Shakti,
the power of the substance
Sarthakamai unnadi,
is meaningful. It's meaningfully present. Okay, which basically means it's your artha also can be means your essence. Okay, so it remains as the essence of everything in this world, everybody. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It remains as the meaning is nothing but the essence. Okay, so the Sat remains the essence of everything in this world, in everybody. Okay. So if you squeeze the everybody, you will get
the essence you will get.
That's the essence, the meaning you will get, that kind of translation.
Next sentence, we can go now. I think it's still 4:16.
Yeah.
Now take the second, Chit, the force that urges you on to know everything. Everyone is eager to know about anything that is apparent to his consciousness. He asks the questions. What is this? How does this happen? The number who actually succeed in knowing may be only a few. Others may have the eagerness only and not the steady intelligence needed to persist and win. That makes no difference. The essential fact is the thirst, the urge. Take a little boy with you when you go to the market or the bazaar on an exhibition. You will note that the boy does not simply move along seeing the various things on both sides. He will be continuously asking the person who is leading him by the hand, what is this and what is that? It may be something he does not need or something that is beyond his power of understanding. But yet, the stream of questions will not get dry. Just consider the inner significance of this hunger for knowledge. It is the Chit Shakti, power of consciousness, that expresses itself. It is not its nature to leave things alone. It cannot rest until knowledge is gained. So the hunger emerges as a stream of questions. The Chit Shakti itself luminous. So it has the power of illuminating even inert things. That is why these qualities shine in man and make other things clearer to him. This is enough to make it plain that man has in him the principle of intelligence or Chit Shakti.
Thank you, Sister Narmada. Actually, we were just experiencing this Chit Shakti at work.
To find out what is Upadhi.
So I think I will stop here. Anyone has something to say? I think everyone has experienced just children asking questions about this and that. And I think parents usually say, just keep quiet, don't ask questions. So I will stop. Anyone would like to share anything? Please go ahead.
So, Sairam, brother.
Yes.
So that Swami is trying to explain, even whatever I said before, that we are thinking about our body, but we are not looking at inside, because our body is Maya. That's the reason we have to know one day it's going to die. It's going to become as. But they're scared about that one. But they have to think, I am the Atma, never going to die. So the proof of that one, so that Atma is going to remain three kalas. But now Swami is talking about Sit. That because of people asking questions and everything, even the small kids, that proving that because of the Atma's nature. Otherwise, we don't ask those questions and we don't go through the understand what is the nature of the Atma. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, when Swami's saying that others may have the eagerness but not the steady intelligence needed to persist and win, and then he says that makes no difference. The essential fact is the thirst or the urge. So you don't need the steady.
So you're asking, there's no difference between the ability to know and not. I think what Swami is saying is, it doesn't matter whether the person understands or not, that the presence of Chit Shakti makes people ask questions. Okay, because it has not fully, so I think the difference is the level of maturity of the Chit itself, or the full manifestation of Chit. But the initial stages of the Chit getting to know something, I think, is asking the question. So I think Swami says the fact that somebody asked the question itself proves that the Chit Shakti is operational.
Okay.
Whether they understand or not doesn't matter. The asking itself is proof that they have Chit Shakti. Whether they understood or not doesn't really matter to prove the fact that they have Chit Shakti.
I see. Okay.
That's why I understand. Auntie Saria.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
The eagerness or the seeking for to know something is itself the presence of Chit Shakti in all of us.
And so Swami is referring to just anything that appears like anything that we're curious about that is in the external world, that even that curiosity about the external world, all of that is
correct. Curiosity is one of the these things of Chit Shakti.
One of the facets of Chit Shakti. One of the expressions of the Chit Shakti. I think that's the way Swami is portraying. Because without questioning, we will not understand. So the starting point, I think, always the good questions matter. If the right questions are not asked, the answer will not be learned. I think seeking is the starting point of the expression of the Chit Shakti.
Upadhi here, someone has given that Upadhi Nilakanta is given to because he drank poison. Upadhi here means the title.
Okay, the title.
Title is given to him.
Brother,
Yes.
in the first paragraph, it says the eagerness only and not steady intelligence needed to persist and win. What is that?
See, what Swami says is, everybody has questions.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to make too much effort to find out. Okay, but the thing is, they had the question itself means there is Chit Shakti present. But they may have not developed it, or they have not fully benefited from that Chit Shakti. That's what I understand.
Not steady intelligence needed.
Yes.
That is correct. Persistent win, not steady one is not needed.
See, sister,
Question,
it's
just
like,
asking question can win.
No, what Swami is saying is, everyone wants to study a subject. Everyone enrolls in a course in a university. Okay. Everyone enrolls because they want to learn. Okay. Which basically means that Chit Shakti is saying, okay, bring me knowledge.
Yes,
Okay.
it's present.
But then when people go to the school, the amount of attention they have to do, the amount of studies, reading they have to do, that requires steady intelligence and persistent effort to understand the subject.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. But
Yes.
in this, eagerness only and not the steady intelligence needed.
Yes, some people don't have. Swami says only few people stick to it and study and understand. Others may not have the intelligence necessary to study and understand. But whether it is so, however it is, the fact that they started asking the question means there was Chit Shakti in the start.
So here the eagerness only will persist and win. That's what it's meant by here, not the intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Some people can't pursue whatever they take up, due to so many circumstances.
Even
So
though you understand,
that
as long as the eagerness is there, fine.
The
Yeah.
eagerness that they show to know something is Chit Shakti.
I think, sister, that way Swami is giving the explanation, example of a child. The child will, if the child goes and
Yes, now I got
sees
it.
the parent withdrawing money from the ATM machine or something, the child will ask, what is this? Then the father will say, oh, this is money coming out. You punch in some key. And then the child will ask more and more questions, and the father will try to explain, but the child will not be able to understand. It has the eagerness to know, but it doesn't have the necessary intelligence or ability to understand it at that point in time. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Eagerness will take you there to win.
Eventually, if you persist,
Yes, it
with
will be.
steady, it will reach you one day. Actually, that's what Swami is. Okay, I think it's 5:30. 4:30. Sorry, 4:30.
Yeah.
We can close if everyone is okay.
Okay, that's fine.
And we can meet. If everyone is okay to meet on the new year, we can. But if people have too many things to do, maybe we can take a break. I am open to come.
Okay. If you can convey the information through that our study circle website, if you can put it.
Yeah, I think if anyone who feels that we should take a break, let us know. Otherwise, we will have it on the 1st.
We'll have it.
We'll have it.
Okay, then, because I think it is an auspicious day also, we can celebrate it.
Yes.
And if I think that if we do it on the first day of the year will be filled with Chit expressing itself.
Resolution.
We should not give room for, Swami is talking about steady intelligence, steadiness, eagerness.
New Year.
So yeah, so I think we will have it on New Year.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll close with Samastaloka Chanti. Okay, Sai Ram.
Sarah.
Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Sai
Thank
Ram.
you.
Merry
Sai Ram.
Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.